Welcome to Ivanna's Norsk life. Thank you very much for watching my video and subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it a lot. And hit the like button if you think that you want to have a more content like this. So today we are going to talk about different job visas in Norway. I don't know if you knew, but there are 9 different categories or types of job visa in Norway. I will tell you about application fee and in general application process and example of different documents that you would need for your application and where to find all of this information in case you're going through that process. So let's start with the application fee because it's independent of the type of job visa that you need to apply for. So that's why it's a great start. So let's look. The first one, it is a residence permit for work that costs 6,300 Norwegian kroners and it includes renewal. So imagine that you got a contract for 2 years and then your employer decided to continue with you. So you need to reapply for your visa. So then you will need to pay again this money, most likely from your pocket. I paid mine all the time from the pocket. And this is actually the same for PhD. So you will apply for residence permit for work, not study. PhD, it is for work. And you will pay it from your pocket. Then the next one, it is a group, it is a study permit for applicants over the age of 18. It is if you come for master study or bachelor, then you will need to pay 4,900 Norwegian kroners. If you're younger than 18, then you don't need to pay, it's free of charge. We also have as a list au pair permit. It's the most expensive one and it is 8,400 Norwegian kroners. And the last one, it is a permit for researcher with own funds, and we will talk about this category a bit later, but it is 4,900 kroners that you need to pay for their visa to get in Norway. So this is the type of the applications and the fee that you need to pay. And typically you pay it when you apply for visa, before. So it's before being able to apply, you pay, you get a check, and then you will submit it together with the documents. So it's just for you to know. So let's talk about different categories or types of job visas in Norway. And to do that, I want to show you right away on the UDI where to find this information and how to use it when you are gonna apply for your visa. Let's talk about these 9 different types of categories of work visa in Norway. And also some of those categories, they have subcategories inside. I will show you and I will open just a couple of examples, but it will take forever just to go through all of them. So if you are interested, I'm sharing the link in the description and I'm showing you directly on the screen how you can approach this information for yourself. So let's start. Let's start just by listing these 9 main categories of work visa in Norway. The first one, it is skilled worker, and that is the most common one. And if you received an offer for a PhD, this is the one that you will be applying for. The next one, it is exchange programs, culture and organizational work. It is the third one, it is a job seekers. And the fourth one, it is a Russian worker. And then it's seasonal worker, seaman, family members of diplomats and NATO personnel, and of course NATO personnel or diplomats themselves, vocational training and research, and others. This is kind of these different types of job application related to the job visas in Norway. And to talk more about that, of course, we don't have a time and possibility to talk about all of them, but let's I want to show you some common documents that you need to have with you. It doesn't matter on which job visa you apply, there is a common list, and then depending on a specific category or group, you will have an additional document list that you need to have. In the common list, you will always need to have a passport and copy of used pages of your passport. You will need to have a cover letter from application portal. You will need to have a 2 passport size photos with the white background. You will need to have documentation that you have place to live in Norway. And also everyone needs to have UDI's offer of employment form that you can find on the UDI website. And also UDI's checklist. This is mandatory for all categories of the job visa applications. So let's go and check what it means, this UDI's checklist, and what could be an additional document depending on the type of visa. I will show you additional document for the skilled worker with an employer in Norway as a first example. Then I will show you another example. It is for the job seeker. If you're a researcher who finished studying here, or like if you have finished studying in Norway, or you're a researcher. And the third example that I will show you, it is seasonal worker. If you're interested about other job visa applications for me to talk and explain you more, please write in the comments, so I will note that I need to make some more videos on this topic. This is a UDI web page. You can just search UDI Norway, for example, and then the first one, udi.no, you just go there. And you can turn to English language if you have it in Norwegian. If you want to know about checklist, so you just on the way just starting preparing your documents, then I recommend you to go to the checklists here, and then to select which type of application you are interested in. For example, for us, we are talking about work. So we want to know about work. And this is all the list that I was sharing with you. This is everything that I talked about. So let's start with the first case. It's about skilled worker with an employer in Norway. So you need to type in the applicant is a citizen of, let's say, United States. Choose, but I checked, it doesn't matter if it's United States or is it another country like India, it was still the same list. So you will need to write down here your name, your date of birth, DUF number, this is what we get in Norway. And then this is explanation how to use the list, and you will hand in this checklist. So that's why you need to have it with you. As you can see, it's here down below. So as you can see, to each of the documents that are listed, you have an additional explanation that you can read if you are interested on, but I think it's quite easy at the first case. As I said, it is a passport and copy of all used pages. And as you can see, you can click, click, click. So your task is actually to collect all of these documents and then click on each of these allocated spaces. And you will need to have here, as I said, passport, signed cover letter from application portal. And here you can see that they share that you need to go to this website, forms, and then find the form that you need and fill it in. So this is how you get it. This is for the cover letter. Then you need to have 2 new recent passport size photos with white background. You need to have a documentation which shows that you have somewhere to live, as I said. And you need to have UDI's offer of employment form completed. And you have link below, so you can just click on that. You'll get this offer of employment, and you can see the information that you will need to fill in. It's about your employment, your information about offer of employment, and so on. Been here, and then the next one, it is a document that shows that the pay you have been offered meets the requirements. And as you can see, that it shouldn't be less than 428,200 Norwegian kroners per year pre-tax. So this is what you need to have as a salary if you have a master degree. So, and if you have a bachelor degree, then your payment shouldn't be less than 397,100 Norwegian kroners per tax. So make sure to check this information. If you have a less, depending on your degree that you have, you will not get approved your visa. Then also you need to prove your education, and education needs to be related to the work that you are getting for yourself. And as you can see, it depends. It could be vocational training program at the upper secondary school level. So you just need to bring your diplomas and transcript and grades. And then another document that you need to have, it is about your work experience. If you had it, if no, then you just, when you complete this form here, this about UDIs of employment, be sure that it's not clicked that you're required to have a work experience, because if it's there, then you need to submit documents. If it's not there, then you don't need to submit these documents. And then you need to submit your CV and this checklist that I'm showing you now, filled out and signed. As you can see, it's also additional information about if you submit your application in a country other than your home country. So if, for example, I'm from Ukraine, but I will be submitting it from Italy, then I need to show that I had a residence permit of official one for the last 6 months in the country from which I'm submitted. So if I have lived in Italy less than 6 months, I cannot apply from Italy, something like that. If you do it from your home country, you don't need to care about this at all. If you submit from Norway, then you need to show your legal that you stay in Norway is legal. There is also a good point that if you're going to work in position which is less than 80%, you need to submit explanation about that. And if you're going to work for more than one employer, you also need to explain and submit a document with explanations why. If the employment is not continuous, if the offer of employment is not continuous, you need to explain why. So if it's for a year, why it's for a year? Because in Norway we have project-based, so to say, or fast, we call it. It's continuous. So it's like it doesn't have ending date. So here you need to explain the reasoning why. If you are to work in a profession for which recognition or authorization is required, like nurse, then documentation that you have been recognized or authorized by relevant authority of your profession is needed. And this is no cute, that you need to have it for no cute. You have a link here. So please check it out. If you're an athlete or coach, then you need to have a statement from the National Sports Federation of your sport or Norsk Jockey Club. If you are to carry out skilled work through a staffing agency, and then you need to have 2 additional documents, which is a list of the assignments that you are going to do and a statement from each of the clients, which confirms that you are going to do an assignment to them. And then you need also to have a printed page which shows that the staffing agency you are going to work for is registered in the Labor Inspection Authority, registered of requirements agencies. Then also there is a question about if you would like your employer to apply on your behalf. If yes, then to give a power to your attorney, you need to submit a form, specific form. If you want to work during the application process, so while you're receiving, while waiting for answer for your visa, then you need to submit 2 additional documents. First one, it is for early employment scheme. Ask for this when you hand in the application to the police. And residence permit during application process in a letter where you request this. So this is, and as you can see, date, place, and signature. This is the list, as you can see, quite long. So be sure to go one by one through all of this and check what is applicable for you and what is not. So this is the first case. Then the second case, as I told you, It's gonna be about checklist for seasonal worker. So as you can see, it's a much shorter list. It's much, it looks like it's much easier to collect information, but you also need to have your name, DAF number, date of birth. And then you need also to have the same common documents as I told you. So the first, second, third, and fourth, it is the common list of the documents that I presented to you before. Then in addition, you need to have a documentation which shows that that the pay you have been offered meets the requirements. And as you can see here, it is a bit different explanation comparing to the skilled worker with an employer in Norway, because depending on the type of seasonal work and agreements there, you will have a different salaries. So be careful, read it here. And then also you need to have, you need to provide information that you have a place to live in and UDI's checklist. So if you are not going to work in agriculture or forestry, you need to bring a statement from now that the position cannot be filled by domestic labor or labor from EEA or EFTA area. So it's not you who does it, it's your employer who need to do this. You just need to request this document from your employer. Then the next one is if you would like your employer to apply on your behalf, or for your employer or another person in Norway to follow up your application UDI. You need to submit a form, power of attorney. If you submit your application in a country other than your home country, is the same case as previously I talked about, and the same if you apply from inside the Norway. Then you write the date, place, and signature. Signature you can do it by yourself, and click the print button, and it will make you a document ready to be printed, like that. You can actually print it out and fill it afterwards, also possible. So this is the second case, and let's look on the last one. As an example, it is a checklist for a job seeker who has recently graduated in Norway or is a researcher. So if you finish your master and you're searching for a job, what is requirement for you? Or you are a researcher, you finished your PhD and you are looking for a job. What are the requirements? As I said previously, you again need to submit passport, application portal form, new size 2 photos, passport size. You need to have a document that shows that you have a place to live in, and there a new list of the documents. First of all, you need to have a documentation that you have sufficient funds for your stay. And this is quite interesting because it's not the same amount if we compare it to study. If you come for study, the requirements for you to have for 1 year, or if it's a skilled worker, it's a bit different requirement for the salary. As you can see here, you need to have funds equivalent of 21,115 Norwegian kroners per month. And this is 253,378 kroner per year. Why they write it down 4 months? They write it down 4 months because you can apply for this visa for half a year or for 4 months or something like that. So you don't necessarily need to apply for the whole year. So you need to make sure that you have enough money for the amount or number of months that you are planning to search for the job in Norway. So this is a quite interesting case, that you also, if you're working as a master and you have a part-time job, you can save a bit of money. And if you don't have a good, if you still have a part-time job or something like that, you just need to show that you have this enough money while you search for the permanent job or like full-time job. So I think it's quite a nice option. Then bank statements for the last 6 months, in which you need to show that how much money you had in your account on the first day of every month for the last 6 months. You also need to have a document of your education showing you that you have completed education or degree at university or university college. you have to hand in the diploma or other documentation which shows that what education or degree you have completed. And also, if you have completed a vocational training program at upper secondary school level, you need to hand in diplomas for this one. If you have taken education which you have not completed, you must hand in documentation which shows how long the education lasted, the level and the content. And then also, if you have a work experience, then to submit your work experience documentation and sign in checklist, this checklist that I'm showing you. If you have a residence permit as a student at university college or university, student at a vocational school or student at upper secondary school, you need to bring documentation showing that you have completed the degree in Norway, or that you have taken all exams and handed in all assignments which are necessary to complete your degree education in Norway. If you have a residence permit for additional education in order for your education to be recognized in Norway, it's like if you have a nurse education from your country, but then NOKUT said that it's not enough and you need to get an additional education in Norway, then you can use which shows that your education has been recognized in Norway or is about to be recognized. This is this type of the case. If you want a representative to follow up your application in UDI, and then you need to submit also a power of attorney form. Date, place, signature, and print. So this is how it looks like, and this is for you just where you can find the checklist. Let's go again to the UDI main page, and it's checklists. But if you want to apply, you actually go here, want to apply, and then you say from which country you are. You go and choose work immigration. And then, for example, I'm from Ukraine. So you go to Ukraine. I say that I want to have it as a skilled worker. I go here, and as you can see, it also shows me what are the requirements here. You go through them, and then how to apply. And would you like for employer to apply on behalf of you? You say no if you do it yourself. Are you already in Norway and do you wish to hand in the application here? For example, no, I want to do it from abroad. Which country are you applying from? And for example, I'm saying that I'm applying from Ukraine. Then it tells me that here is print the checklist and gather the necessary documents. Fill in your application, then you hand in the application and documents in person. When you register your application in the application portal, please choose the Embassy of Norway in Ankara, Turkey, which is going to receive your application and send it to the UDI. So just be careful to see this. When handing your documents on the checklist, please go to one of the visa application centers in Ukraine. And you can go here and it will send you, you see it asks which type of education I have. So I say completed, and it sends me to the UDI application portal. I hope that you find this video interesting and useful. Sorry it's been so long, and thank you for watching it until the end. And if you have any questions or suggestions, what is of concern for you and what you want to know more about, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and see you soon. Bye!